Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Liz and today we are doing a pick a card reading for the next 10 days. And we got tons of detail today, lots of cards, charms, letters, numbers. And actually today was my attempt at trying to include some shorter videos in my channel, because most of my groups end up being about 35 to 40 minutes long, which I still love and I will continue doing. But I thought it would be nice for some variety to add some shorter videos. I did see a request for that, so I thought this would be a good fun time to try it. So that's what this is, but we got tons of detail, lots of cards. First, why don't we take a nice deep breath and give you a chance to look at each of the cats here to select your group. And if you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Have fun with my readings, of course. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And yeah, lots of different decks today, including one I just want to share with you really quickly because this was just sent to me from Bow Life and I absolutely love it. So this is the newest deck from Vanessa Somuayina, and Vanessa Somuayina also has the Gentle Heart Tarot and the Pastel Journey Tarot, both beautiful decks. But this is the first Oracle deck, and if you are a member of my Patreon, you know I've been doing more deck reviews and things like that, so I'll definitely include a more in-depth look at this deck over on Patreon, but I love it. So the guidebook, it's very cool that it's hardcover, so lots of information here. We've got some spreads, and then of course all of the information about each of the cards. You can see there's full color images of each of the cards too, which is always nice to see. Very beautiful artwork. Absolutely stunning. And then the cards themselves. So you can see the images are very, very powerful. Beautiful artwork. I like how the lettering almost looks like it's glowing. I really love this Stormy card. So yeah, I'll do a little bit more of an in-depth review over on Patreon, but I do love it. I love it very much. I'm very happy to have it. So why don't we jump into the reading, and of course all of the decks that I use are always listed below in the description, and I will link the Wild Muse deck below. So why don't we jump in with group number one. All right, group one, if you chose the first cat, then this is your in-depth look into the next 10 days from when you're watching this. So let's see what we have. We have a few cards there. Let's see what else we have. With lots of cards today, lots of Oracle decks, including a new one. So let's see what we have here. All right, we've got the Prince of Swords, so that's the Knight of Swords. You've got another knight here with the Knight of Pentacles. And you've got Justice. All right. I'm really seeing here a balance of your approach to a particular goal or change you're trying to make, because we have two very different knights here as far as their approach to things, their speed. So I feel like you're sort of, and with the Justice card, I feel like you're just kind of finding that balance. I do see you very decisive over the next 10 days. I think you're making some pretty important decisions for yourself, but there is a great balance between your vision. You're holding your vision. That phrase popped in pretty clearly because I feel like you've got a very clear vision for what you want to accomplish, where you're going, what you want to put into action. And I see these changes happening, but there's going to come a point where you are embracing the kind of like, I guess, ups and downs of any process, right? Because we can go into something so determined and feeling very enthusiastic. We're excited. We want to see that change. We want to see it now. The Knight of Swords, very determined, very straightforward, but they sometimes can lack the patience necessary, or that, I guess, follow through. Right from the beginning, they're ready to go, they're excited, but they might have a hard time when things sort of slow down. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles can be on the other side of things. Sometimes they can hesitate. But the good thing is I'm seeing you've got a really nice balance here. And I see you feeling very decisive over the next 10 days. The next 10 days is going to be a period of a pretty intense change. Strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. Okay, so that could be what's happening as well, is you are, oh, I love the setting boundaries here with the Prince of Discs. I think too, you're over the next 10 days trying to determine where you want to put your energy. The relationships, even just things you do day to day. It seems like the 10 days of you making changes, you making decisions, you trying to find some balance, because it could be that previously you had a hard time setting boundaries. You had a hard time saying no. So that could be what's happening now too, is you're not afraid to say no. It doesn't mean it's leading to conflict or anything like that, but you're feeling more confident to say no when you need to, and understanding that no is a complete sentence. Okay, spiritual maintenance, be your own caretaker. I feel like there is something, it seems like you're preparing for something, a vision you have. I also feel like you're kind of prioritizing over the next 10 days. Squirrel energy always makes me think of hard work paying off later. So I feel like that's what you're doing. You're putting in some work, you're making some changes, you're making some decisions, and you're very focused on what is going to be best for you in the future. Part of this could be because maybe you had a hard time setting boundaries, you were putting all of your energy into everyone else's goals and solving problems here and there for everyone, which is a very nurturing, loving quality. And it's not saying you can't help people with problems, but it does seem like over the next 10 days, you're just very focused on solving what you need to solve, focusing on what you need to focus on. I keep hearing the term hold your vision, so there could be a reason for that. But there is a sense of determination and decisiveness and confidence going into the next 10 days. I think you're just really trying to bring that balance in and focus more on what you need to focus on. Okay, we're going to get you one from the Wild Muse Oracle. This is Vanessa Somuayina's new deck. The day you plant the seed. Okay, I love this card. This card is all about how it's going to be important to have that patience, sort of like, you know, how I was mentioning how the Knight of Swords has the determination, has the knowledge, has the abilities, but they really do want that quick, immediate result. The Knight of Pentacles brings in a little bit more of that patience. So if you can balance these two energies, it's going to be perfect. I do see you getting there. You know how I said, and this is what I'm feeling for you with the squirrel energy, I feel like you're doing a lot of things now, making changes for yourself now that you'll be very grateful, like future you will be thanking you now in the future. So the day you plant the seed, this is all about the patience that goes in. I like how Vanessa talks about in this book, how when you plant a seed, you're not immediately going to see the growth from that. It's going to take time before you can harvest a particular result. So stay hopeful. You know, stay determined. You've got a clear message here of determination, stability. It's going to happen, okay? The decisions that you're making for yourself right now, I really feel you're making the best decisions for you, for your goals, for your life, for your family, for your home. So, you know, stay true to that. So the day you plant the seed, hope is on the horizon. I love this card. So this card is making me feel like you're going to receive those signs of progress very, very soon. This also reminds me of almost like the star card coming after those tower moments. It could be that recently you've had some kind of epiphanies about maybe particular relationships that were a little bit unbalanced. The energy and the effort you were putting in. It could even be too that, you know, this just came in, so I'll say it, but I feel like maybe there could have been someone trying to distract you from your vision or your goal, because maybe they weren't planting these seeds. So they're thinking, okay, they're seeing you planting all of these seeds, making these changes in your life, and they're thinking, okay, they're moving, I'm not moving. Okay, Knights are all about movement. So with your squirrel, I feel like you've been putting in the work, putting in the effort, putting in the study or the research. You've been really trying to put in effort. It's going to look different for each of you as far as what this is about, but I see you've been working very hard, and I really see this as reassurance that the hard work, the changes that you're making for yourself right now are going to pay off in the future. Lighten up. Okay, so this is always a message to kind of remember to enjoy things that you love throughout this process. It could be too that what kind of wears down the patience is that desire to see immediate results. So this to me is just saying, bring in some fun into the process of this, okay? Because even just the expression on this Knight of Swords face, very determined, very serious, right? And this does seem like you're making some pretty serious decisions. But I'm getting to bring in some fun into the situation. You know, it doesn't always have to be, again, it all goes back to balance. So have some fun. Actually, I was just thinking, I saw some squirrels. I'm pretty sure they were playing in the tree, but it seemed like they were playing. So, you know, just bringing in some moments of like, yeah, I want to watch this funny movie, or go to this restaurant with friends and you know, have some appetizers or something like that. So just because you're determined and you've got this vision, you've got this goal, you've made these decisions, you're obviously in a period of change and decisiveness and a pretty amazing time for you, I feel, as far as you're making really great changes for yourself and planting seeds for the future and doing things now that I think you're going to be very happy with later. It doesn't mean you can't pause to have some fun and to enjoy. The other thing I want to mention too is if you find there are people in your life that are maybe uncomfortable with your changes that you're making or your growth or the movement that you're going through right now, I would say don't take it too personally with Lighten Up, because don't let it throw you off. Don't let it make you like so angry at them, because it seems to me like maybe it has more to do with just something that they're going through. And I think that if and when you have the chance to talk to them about it, I'm sure I'm feeling like whoever this is going to be able to be honest, be like, you know what, I just saw you were doing all this stuff and I've been feeling stuck or something like that, right? So with Lighten Up, I always feel that message of like, don't take yourself too seriously, have some fun. Don't take everything so seriously to where you're not having fun along the way, along the process. Okay, protected by angels. So your goal right now, what you're trying to accomplish, your vision is protected, okay? This is telling me that you've got some guidance. You might have been feeling your angels or your guides around you recently. Maybe in dreams, you could be seeing particular animals. Maybe you've been seeing a squirrel or a rabbit recently, or feathers, numbers, all sorts of different things we could be seeing. But I feel like you've been seeing a lot of these signs and they're just sort of pointing you in this direction. So protected by angels. I'm also noticing the sword there too. To me, I'm just really getting, you've got some protection, you've got some help here in making this a reality over the next 10 days, especially. You've got some help here. Distant thunder, clear the air. Okay, here's the thing I want to say about you, and this goes back to the cat you chose. You are very, very unique. You might be aware of this, maybe not, but you are very unique. You have a lot of very gifted qualities about you, a lot of maybe even spiritual abilities, okay? There's something magical about you. Okay, so we've got the cat you chose. This is Helix. You are unique. So meet Helix. He was always a little different from other kitties. At first, he felt lonely and alienated. He even considered trying to blend in to be accepted by other cats. But this could never give him the joy that being embraced as his true self would. And I just want to mention quickly, I think part of this boundary setting with this rabbit message is because you're sensitive, and I think that you really do want to keep everyone else sort of happy. So there is this feeling with this card of like, oh, I need to keep this person happy, but also this person, and I want this person to approve, and they have to approve. But I think what maybe you're realizing right now is that that's quite impossible, and doing that, trying to have everyone approve of you at all times, can sometimes stand in the way of your goals. So I think this is where boundaries really do have to come in. Okay, so it says, so he took a risk and met people's gazes as himself. He saw that, oh, I hope I didn't miss anything. Okay, so, but this could never give him the joys that being embraced by his true self would. So, it goes on to say, so he took a risk and met people's gazes as himself. He saw that his uniqueness was his beauty, his spark. He alone could twinkle in the way that only he can. Miraculously, many kitties around him threw off their normal disguises and began to sparkle in their own way too. Their world became dazzlingly diverse, so embrace the freak within and remember outsiders are in. So I think what this is saying is, just keep doing what you're doing. If people aren't loving the changes and the effort you're putting in and the focus that maybe you have right now, because maybe it's highlighting in some cases what they're not doing or what, you know, is happening in their lives perhaps, just keep going, because I think they're going to see that effort and see the changes that you're making, and maybe they'll be inspired, okay? So what I was getting from this with Distant Thunder is, I think that there could be a conversation happening where you're able to express clearly why you want something or why something is important to you. There could be a chance to, the word reconciliation just sort of popped in here, to sort of clear things up with somebody and resolve a particular issue with justice here, and also feeling like you've been heard. It's a very, there's a lot of fairness here that I'm picking up on. So I think there could be a discussion that ends up being easier than you think, where you're able to just clearly and confidently say what you want to say and say why you need to set those boundaries, or say why you want this thing, or why you've been working so hard, or why this is important to you. And I think the person's likely going to be a little bit more receptive than maybe you're thinking right now. Okay, let's get you a few charms here. I do have the plate because I've got something else coming. I don't know how long I've been recording. My attempt today was to do a little bit of a mini reading, but I don't know if I'm capable of doing mini readings. Let's see. But I have something else coming. I'm just using the plate for right now. Okay. Unless you like the plate, we could use this. Okay, so you've got hope. Okay, love this, because you had hope is on the horizon. So there's definitely a message here for you to have hope, to remain hopeful about the effort you're putting in here. You've got the scissors. I think the scissors are pretty important here, because this is going to require you, like, embracing your uniqueness, and what you're trying to do is going to require you to sort of, you know, possibly, I guess, cut out, I mean, it could be cutting out some relationships for sure, but even just sort of cutting with their boundaries card, cut cords. Oh my gosh, it says right here, cut cords. That's what I was looking for. So strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. Here's your scissors as confirmation that it's time to cut some cords. You know, the fact is, not everyone is going to be, you know, not everyone likes everything that we do, and everyone's going to have an opinion, and usually it has to do with their own experience and perception. Okay, so I'm getting here, so Cinderella's slipper being here, this kind of reminds me of just in the story, I think you are on the path of doing really great things and very exciting things, and this is just making me think of the transformation that's maybe happening right now. Also, whenever I see this charm, I think of the fact that you're not running out of time, because we were feeling that sort of, that rushed, very like, oh no, I need to do this now or never kind of energy. To me, this is like, there's no magic carriage that's going to turn into a pumpkin if you don't do it by midnight, or if you don't do it by this day or time or this month. You've got more time here. So with your Knight of Pentacles, it's just bringing in, again, that balance here. Okay, you've got the little yarn here. This one is all about solving problems, detangling a situation, because it's a tangled yarn. So I think that maybe there was some communication that maybe is being sorted out here, especially with your clear the air card. You've got the clear heart here. This is all about emotional honesty. I am seeing that there's going to be a need for honesty in a conversation, or for you to set boundaries, say no if you need to, you know, set boundaries with your time if necessary. You've got the bicycle. I really think that this connects to sort of what I was getting about these two energies, about how it's never going to be straight, you know, to the finish line, but we do have to get started, okay? Because sometimes that Knight of Pentacles is like, no, I have to have everything perfect before I get started. They can sometimes hesitate. So this is sort of just about embracing those ups and downs, and that comes with motivation as well. So determination and discipline is what's going to keep us, you know, getting towards our goal. Okay, you've got the starfish. You've got a lot about star hope energy. You've got the word hope, the stars making me think of hope. And this also can represent healing as well. So you could just be doing some healing as well. Part of this whole process could have to do with healing. You've got the teddy bear. I'm really thinking of this as the message. Where do we get that? Your lighten up message here. I think it's going to be necessary to still include things that are just comforting and enjoying in this process. It doesn't always have to be work, you know, like really for you, one of your keywords for today is definitely balance. You've also got a Taurus. This could be the person in your life. Of course, that could be you as well. And then you've got this little charm. Always reminds me of the show Breaking Bad, but like you're figuring things out. You're figuring out the solution, the recipe. You're making some calculations and some decisions right now. You're trying to figure out what works, what doesn't right now. I think that's just the part of life that you're going through right now, is you're just making some decisions, and these decisions are best for you, not anyone else. You know, of course you're wanting the best for everyone, but right now you're just focused on setting those boundaries and doing what's best for you right now. Okay, let's get to a few numbers and letters before we go. Okay, you've got a 1 and a 5. So that of course could be 15, 51, or the numbers 5 or 1 might be relevant to you. Let's get to a few letters. Yeah, and I don't think this is going to be a mini reading. My goal was to make this sort of a shorter reading. I saw that as a request, but I think it'll be slightly shorter than my usual reading. Some of them are 40 minutes long each group, so maybe I'll get there eventually. But I do enjoy doing longer readings. I will continue doing them, but I thought for a little bit of variety here. Okay, so look for names, initials. We've got, oh, I'm seeing, not all the letters are here, but I'm seeing the word clear. Yeah, I think all the, yeah, they are. So you're getting clear, and you had the little crystal clear heart too. So you are getting clear about what it is that you want, and you're having to be clear in your communication as well. Okay, so that's important. Clear the air. The word clear is important, okay, because you've got the word clear here. You've also got clear the air in your tarot or your oracle card here. So clear is another one of your keywords. So let me know what you think, if this resonates for you. I really hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I hope the next 10 days are awesome for you. We'll see you next time. All right, if you chose the second cat, then this is your in-depth look into the next 10 days from when you click today's video. Let's see what we have today for you. And of course, stick around because we have charms, letters, and numbers. And today is also my attempt at trying to do somewhat of a shorter video. Most of my groups are about 35 to 40 minutes long. Over time, they've just got longer and longer. So we'll see if we can keep this around 20 minutes or so. But okay, so we have Ace of Discs, so Ace of Pentacles. You've got perspective here with the Hanged Man and the Empress. Okay. think I know what this is. Otter. Be open. Okay, be open through this transitional time. Okay, that's what I feel is happening right now. Right now, over the next 10 days, this is the 10-day reading. So over the next 10 days, you're being asked to be patient with a particular process. I feel as though this card always makes me think of a seed. The Ace of Pentacles, I always imagine somebody gardening, planting a seed. And this is sort of that in-between time, okay? And then you've got the Empress. This is growth, new beginnings. This is a good time to nurture this thing that you started, but to be patient with the results, okay? Because it's kind of like, you know, if you were planting seeds, if you were planting a garden or tomatoes and you put your seed in, you know, you wouldn't be like, okay, well, where is it though, right? It needs time. It needs time. Things need to grow, and the seed needs time to take root here. So right now, I think is a good time to keep doing what you're doing. There's lots of nurturing energy here. So be okay with this sort of beginning stages of nurturing an idea, maybe a business, a relationship, okay? This next 10 days, you're not going to see massive movement. I don't see massive change, but I see signs here. Signs of something growing, signs of something starting. In the meantime, just keep doing what you feel you need to do to nurture this idea or this creation or this goal. But just be patient with the progress, okay? And then you have your Otter here, so be open through this transitional time. I think too, being open to different ideas, different opportunities, different thoughts that pop in, you know, you could be having lots of different epiphanies and realizations over the next 10 days as well. Even to just the image of the otter floating along, that's sort of the feeling I'm getting here. It's very important to sort of release control of a particular thing that you've started and kind of just see how it naturally progresses. So I don't feel like you're not putting in effort, but it seems very relaxed. It seems like you're just going with the flow and taking things day by day over the next 10 days. A very weird quote just popped into my mind, but I'll say it because it popped in probably for a reason. But do you remember the Jurassic Park? This is so random. Jurassic Park's my favorite movie, so maybe that's why it's popping in, but the one character says, life finds a way. So that's what I'm feeling here. Life finds a way. You've planted a seed, you've begun something, but it's not going to be, you know, pop, there it is. You know, this goal is suddenly materializes. This is very abundant energy. There's lots of possibility, lots of potential with what you've started here, this opportunity that could be coming in, but it's just going to take some time. So just kind of go with the flow of things. Some days might feel like nothing's happening at all, but the truth is, it is. There's changes happening. I also feel like you're learning a lot over the next 10 days. I think there's going to be epiphany moments and discoveries and realizations, and you're learning a lot, okay? Okay, traveling lightly, simplify your life. So over the next 10 days, you know, it's going to be important to really try to simplify. I'm getting this very light, kind of carefree, go with the flow energy for your next 10 days. So that's going to be maybe a challenge, right? Because to me, this is like, there could be a situation where you're feeling like you have to do too much, right? So going back to the kind of seed analogy, maybe you've started something. You wouldn't, you know, plant a seed and then dig it up to see how it was growing, right? You would kind of leave it be. So that's what I'm seeing here with traveling lightly. Simplify your life also could be talking about over the next 10 days. It's going to be important to declutter. Okay, this is a message I see from time to time. And usually it comes up when things have just gotten maybe too cluttered, or there's just too much happening. So there could be a need to simplify. This could even have to do with simplifying your schedule. Okay, you could be trying to do too much right now. Things could be just way too busy. There could be a situation that's gotten way too overcomplicated. So this, again, there's this very carefree, relaxed surrender, sort of let's just see how this unfolds type energy, while still, you know, you're still moving forward, you're still making progress. It just might not be over the next 10 days the most obvious progress. Things are happening beneath the surface right now. So simplify your life. One thing you can do, just go through your house, see maybe what you're holding on to that, you know, isn't part of what you're trying to create, isn't part of this new goal. I would say too, one of the things I always feel with the Empress card is self-care, okay? And actually I'll get you a self-care card. We hear self-care messages a lot, but a lot of times it's sort of like, okay, yeah, I'll do that, but it doesn't happen. So I like these cards because it gives sort of suggestions of something that might be helpful for you as far as really nurturing and taking care of yourself over the next 10 days while this transition is happening. Abundance. So you've got lots about abundance here. Being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have is a secret to creating more abundance. You've got lots about abundance here. The Empress, of course, brings in abundance too. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. Okay, some of you are making, oh wow, this is coming through strongly. Some of you are really making some decisions and putting some thought into your spending possibly, or how you're using your resources, okay? This is also making me think almost of like minimalism. So it doesn't mean you have to become a minimalist. I'm always very fascinated by images of like minimalistic spaces and rooms and things, but I know, I mean, if you've seen my room, you know I'm not, at heart, I'm not a minimalist, but I have tried to eliminate some clutter and take better care of the things that I have, utilize the things that I have. So this could also be a message for you over the next 10 days to sort of rethink how you manage your resources or your time even, okay? And your spending too, okay? So there may be a bit of a reminder to pay close attention to where your money is going. One interesting thing that this card said that I think is very promising, especially with this Ace of Pentacles being here, is when you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. So, you know, maybe this is a part of this epiphany. Do you trust yourself to handle more income or more money? You know, maybe, you know, sometimes it can really come down to just habits, right? Spending habits, or in some cases we're trying to buy things just because other people, you know, buy it or it's the popular thing. So it really does feel like the next 10 days you're sort of simplifying and really thinking about what you need and what you really, really value. Let's get to one more self-care message. Release. Yeah, there's a lot of, I'm getting a lot about, okay, this connects on a few different levels really well, but release I think could even tie into simplify your life. So are there some things you're maybe holding on to simply because maybe it was a gift from someone and you don't really love the object, but you're keeping it out of guilt, or maybe you spent money on it 4 years ago, so you're like, I can't get rid of that. I spent $90 on that. You know, sometimes by releasing things, we're inviting more into our life. The other way this connects is with your Hanged Man card. Hanged Man is all about release. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. So I do feel like there are new beginnings being offered to you and new starts happening beneath the surface, but it's requiring you to maybe release control. Even this otter, it's very, you've got a lot of that very flowing energy, and that quote from, oh my gosh, the guy from Jurassic Park just popped into my head again. Life finds a way. There's your quote for the day. But it really does. Let's get you another message here. So group 2, important message. Oh, something, I got a message. Here, yes, it is here. Okay, so if you're a part of my Patreon, you might know this, but I'm kind of constantly in a state of decluttering and organizing. That's been my sort of focus in part for a little while now, and I have this. So get rid of clutter, and you may just find it was blocking the door you've been looking for. That's a quote by Katrina Mayer. I keep this with me, and this just popped into my head because I feel like it fits in with your simplifying message and even your message of abundance. So I'll just show you that one more time. Get rid of clutter, and you may find get rid of clutter, and you may just find it was blocking the door you've been looking for. So just something to think about here. Group 2, important message for group 2. Oh, okay. Trust the universe. So you're really being asked to have faith with how something is going to unfold. So again, like this idea of you've started something, you've put something out there, you've put effort into something, maybe you've asked for something, maybe you've prayed for something, or put those first steps into something. You're really being asked to trust here about how something is going to unfold. Honor your feelings. There's a lot here about really being in touch with your emotions right now. Okay, the next 10 days could be a rather emotional time. So really honor your feelings, any feelings that come up, okay? Really, honor those feelings, because you've got here about be open through this transitional time. I'm really getting a lot of like open to your emotions. The Empress as well is a very emotional energy. Let's get one of the Wild Muse cards. This is Vanessa Somuayina's newest deck. Group 2, next 10 days. In touch with your body, especially with the Empress being here. I think this is a really important message because this is really about being in tune with how you're feeling. So this could include maybe needing more rest. Maybe you've been wanting to get out for a walk, get some fresh air. Maybe you're craving particular foods because maybe there's some vitamins or nutrients in that food that your body's been asking for. So over the next 10 days, it's going to be very important to really be in tune with what your body is asking for, okay? It could be stretching, or maybe even going to get a massage if you've got like a massage therapist or something like that. So your body is going to give you signs. So really being in tune with, I feel like you're getting a lot about honoring your feelings here, really being in tune with your emotions. So there could be lots of signs coming in from your body as well, okay? Another thing too I want to mention is paying attention to your sleep. So your body could be asking for more sleep. So even with these messages of traveling lightly, decluttering, something like decluttering your space where you sleep, making it more restful. Let's get one more here from the Wild Muse Oracle. Okay, you're getting a very clear message to declutter over the next 10 days, all right? So this is bizarre. That's very cool. So decluttering is an important part of the next 10 days. Really paying attention to your space. What are you holding on to? It's a very powerful thing, decluttering. And, there's fun things you can do to sort of, bring in some fun into it. You could have something like a yard sale. Donating is always a great option too. Giving things away, repurposing some items. Like, you could really have some fun with it. Let's get one more. I really love this oracle here. Jar of Dreams. Okay, very cool. To me, this is just a message here with your trust the universe that there's lots of possibility here. This is also making me think of maybe like the Two of Wands. Jar of Dreams. Let's see what Vanessa says about this one here. I have looked at these cards pretty closely, but there's a few here that I haven't. This book smells really good too. It reminds me of, you get like a new textbook in school. It has, I don't know, I love the smell of new books. Maybe that's weird. Okay. So have you ever felt like you were holding on? Oh, I love this. Have you ever felt like you were holding all of your ideas in a jar, but never allowing them to escape and see where they'd end up? Well, this is precisely what release, the word release too, you have it. You've got the word release a lot too. This is precisely what release is about, allowing your creative ideas and thoughts to make it out of your clasp into the world. Some ideas might ignite to begin with, but like a firefly in the night sky, you may lose sight of them. Oh my gosh, this is so cool, because that's what I was feeling. I feel like this next 10 days is just about trust and giving these seeds time to fully grow. Very cool. Simultaneously, other thoughts and dreams might turn into your new reality, allowing you to experience things beyond your wildest dreams. Releasing stuck ideas into the cosmos is both therapeutic and full of opportunity for you. Don't be shy. Release your jar of dreams into the sky. So that's really great, especially for the potential and all of these messages of abundance that you're getting for your reading today. There's lots of abundance and opportunities available for you. And again, it might just feel like, just like she was talking about the fireflies, you know, losing sight of the fireflies, you might not see it happen when it's happening, but there's changes happening. There's transformation taking place over the next 10 days. So very cool. Why don't we get some charms? And this, I have something else I'll be using soon for the shorter readings, but I just brought out a plate for now, but I could continue using this too if you like it. I don't know how well I'm doing for shorter readings. This might be 40 minutes. I can't quite see how long it's been, but oh well. Okay, let's see here. So you've got the sun. Oh, I love the sun for just the feeling of like allowing something to grow. It also is making me think of confidence. It's making me think of honesty, authenticity. You've got the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like for a lot of you, and with the book here, I think a lot of you are putting in research into something, putting in some time, research, learning something new potentially. You've got an Ace of Cups here. That also makes me think of celebrations. But today I'm really thinking of Ace of Cups just simply because we already have so much about really being in tune with your emotions and honoring your feelings, being in touch with your feelings. That also might even connect to the being in tune with your body card in regards to hydration. It could be that your body's craving more water because you do have the cactus here. Hydration might be an important thing for you over the next 10 days. If you're feeling dehydrated, if maybe like me, you're drinking more iced coffee than maybe water or something like that, maybe that's just a message for you, but you know, do what feels right for your body. Okay, you've got the gumball machine here. This always makes me think of, oh, this is actually really cool because I'm thinking of an investment paying off. So you've put in the time, the effort, you're getting, you know, something back in return. Okay, you've got dream and will here. Okay, we'll get you some letters too. These could connect with some of the letters that you get. First, let's get you a few numbers. So these could be important dates, or sometimes they have other significance. Sometimes there's angel numbers here. You've got a 9, a 6, and a 3. One of my hairs here. Okay, so 39, 36, any combination of these. Well, actually, look at that. 3, so 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9, so that's really cool. So anything you get from these numbers, let me know. Let's look at some of your letters here and see what you can spell. And please have fun with the letters. They don't always spell things necessarily, but definitely have fun with it. Okay, so look for names, initials, things like that. Okay, I'm seeing the word learn, which I saw here with the book here. So I feel like there could be the cards urging you to learn something, or you could be learning something over the next 10 days. I also see the word read with your book here. There's the name Lauren. The word kind, being kind to your body. Okay, so let me know what you see. I'm actually surprised that I was able to form that many words. Usually I never do. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's reading for your next 10 days. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the like button. That really does help my channel. If you like these shorter readings, again, I don't know how long this was, but I think it's a little shorter than there usually are. Let me know in the comments, and any suggestions or requests you have, let me know. Thanks so much. All right, if you chose the third cat, then this is your in-depth look into the next 10 days from when you click today's video. So I had a request to include some shorter pick-a-card readings, which I'm definitely happy to do. I got that comment a little while ago, so I'm just getting to that now, but I mean, they'll still be about 20 minutes long, but my average pick-a-card group is 35 to 40 minutes long lately, so, you know, we're still going to get lots of info though, lots of oracle cards and charms and all that. All right, you've got the 10 of Wands, Death. Okay, so there's some change, transformation. Okay, ooh, 3 of Discs. Very cool. 8 of Discs, 8 of Pentacles, and finally Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is fantastic. Over the next 10 days, you are making some changes, okay? This is definitely, you know, a sign that there's going to be lots of change over the next 10 days, but whatever this change is, this deck selected the word burden for the 10 of Wands here. So this is exactly what the change is coming in for. It is what I believe, you know what I imagine when I saw this combination? Is unpacking something. Okay, it's a very specific scene. Only a few of you are going to remember this scene. But if you saw the movie Wild with Reese Witherspoon, maybe this is a message to watch that movie. Fantastic movie. But at one point in the movie, Reese's character gets to the point where it's like a checkpoint on the journey. It's this very long hike. It's the PCT trail, I think it's called. But anyways, I'll try to condense this story so it makes sense. And Reese had been carrying around this pack full of all these different things that she thought she needed. Books and deodorant and all these little gadgets and things that she thought she would need for this journey. Ends up getting to the checkpoint midway through the journey and realizes I didn't even use half of this stuff. So someone helped her sort of pick and choose what the most functional items were in her pack to continue along the journey and lighten that load. Okay, so sorry, a little specific example here, but that really sort of helps put it into context. So I feel like that's the exact change you're making. Your energy you might just be spreading yourself so thin right now that you're not able to really direct your energy in one place enough that it's producing the changes you want to see, okay? So this feels very functional to me. I do believe that right now, collaboration, teamwork, and bringing in more people could really help. On that note, a lot of times with this can sometimes be our choice because we're choosing to take on, yes, I can do that, yes, I can do this and I'll take on that, and sometimes we can sort of collect these things. A lot of times this just comes from being a caring person who wants to help out, but at some point you realize that, okay, this isn't working for me, I need to make a change. So this is where this next 10 days is bringing in some sort of change for you, okay? Now, interesting, I just want to jump really quick to the cat that you selected. You chose a cat about trust, okay? So let's just read this and we'll see how it connects moving forward. So meet Safi. Trust begins as an agreement she makes with the flame in her heart. She agrees to let it guide her even when it beckons her deep into the night forest of the unknown. All right, so I'm almost thinking like you might know a change needs to occur, some sort of change, maybe of career for a few of you, or maybe just routine, or maybe boundaries. Maybe you're having to set more boundaries, okay? And maybe that's unfamiliar to you. When she trusts, the darkness is illuminated and the forest sparkles with her heart light. She may not know exactly where the path leads, but she trusts the enchantment of a journey born of intuition. What you truly seek awaits you. Trust yourself. Step into the forest and begin your wild quest towards the longings of your soul. So I think intuitively you know that something's not working. to get you towards where you want to go. Okay, so this could be a change you've recently made or something you're currently doing right now. This is not tower energy. For you, the tower could have already happened. The tower could have been an epiphany. This is slow, gradual change, and it's typically nothing like shocking. It's not, unexpected, or if anything, this change is leading to your life, your routine working toward your goals instead of against your goals, okay? You also have the Eight of Pentacles. Again, I feel like these changes that are happening are allowing you to really focus. It's allowing you to focus on what you want to do, focus on what's important to you, and truly dedicate. The word here they chose is dedication. So these changes and possibly collaboration coming in is allowing you to fully dedicate yourself to the rest of this goal, or perhaps a few of you, it's at the very beginning. Perhaps it's something that hasn't even come in yet. But definitely the changes that are happening over the 10 days are bringing in fluctuation, change. And I want to mention the Wheel of Fortune typically represents good luck, okay, good fortune and improvements. So, definitely. Look what we see before the change. Something isn't working, and then we've got the word works. Okay, so something's becoming more effective for you. Let's get you some oracle cards to go with this here. So group 3, message for group 3. Wandering path, enjoy the journey. All right, so do you know how on your cat message it mentioned trust? Okay, so that's trust with the unknown. I see here, okay, you might also be noticing fox imagery around here. We see the compass, we see the map. You've got a plan, you've got a general picture of where you want to go. It's okay to take the scenic route sometimes and enjoy the journey and have fun along the way. I'm seeing too for you, this feeling of I need to get there now is really kind of ruining the process of learning or the whole journey to get there. Okay, so I'm getting that this isn't going to happen how you expect. It's not going to happen as fast as you anticipated. It's not going to happen in the same way necessarily that you anticipated. There also might be people coming in to help you along this journey. So be open to, well, one thing just popped in. Be open to asking for direction here, okay? Asking for direction, but enjoying the process of something. Because, like I said, this transformation seems to be a slow one, and you've likely already been very patient. Maybe that's why you've taken on so much, is because you thought, okay, if I do all of the things, it'll get me there quicker. But now you're focused, or the focus is coming in to focus on what really works. Let's get another one of these. Group 3. First light, beginning a new cycle. This is a new cycle for you. You're breaking a particular cycle. This cycle could be, again, issues with setting boundaries. This cycle could be, maybe for you it has all to do with what you're focused on. For you, maybe you are starting the habits of focusing on one thing at a time rather than all of the things at a time, right? I do that a lot where I'm like, I guess let me put it this way. When I have a day where I have a list and I focus on the first, then the second, then the third, and not jumping from thing to thing, my days are way more efficient. I feel more accomplished. I feel less stressed out. So I'm really getting for you one at a time, really focusing. Also too, being okay with being a beginner is a message that came in here, okay? Beginning a new cycle, dedication. Stay dedicated along a learning process right now. I had the self-care oracle out for another group, so we'll select you a card. Listen, okay, so people start to heal the moment they feel heard. So for you, I'm feeling like someone might be coming in to talk to you. But again, this could be the other way around too. You do have 3 of Pentacles. That could just be mutual conversation. But good conversation this week is going to be beneficial for you. All right? For some of you, this could include maybe your spouse, okay? So maybe at home, you've been doing everything. You've been, if you've got children, you've been getting them ready for school and packing the lunches and doing the laundry and doing all these different things and bottling up this kind of resentment and frustration. And maybe this is the cycle you're kind of breaking, essentially, is you're making sure like, look, this is where I need help. Okay, so collaboration. You also have security. So true security comes from having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. So this card is saying over the next 10 days, it's important to invest in all of these different areas of your life. I think this is more so a message of really paying attention to where you're putting your energy. Okay, so it could be that, let's just say, your time is completely unbalanced. You've been taking on more than you can handle, you know? So maybe that's where you're focused on, but you're making deposits in multiple accounts to refresh you this week is what I'm seeing. So we're going to get a card from Vanessa Somuayina's new deck. This is the Wild Muse Oracle. So we'll get one of these. Group 3. Important message for the next 10 days. Okay. Big changes. So there are some big changes on their way for you. I mean, we see that. We've got 2 cards specifically about change. Why don't we see what Vanessa mentions specifically about this? Okay, so that is card 89. Did I read that wrong? 39, sorry. I don't have the greatest vision. Okay, here we go. So, some big changes are coming your way, and we want you to be ready to embrace them. Your life is in a period of profound change. Trust in the unexplored. Embrace the unknown. Look at that. That's exactly what your word here was, trust. It was all about embracing the unknown. So the cards are really encouraging you over the next 10 days to embrace the unknown and the unexpected here. Life-changing experiences and moments of enlightenment are lovely signs that indicate you are moving in the right direction. Cherish these times instead of fearing them. Your spirit guides want you to fully embrace what is to come next, even if it begins with an unexpected surprise. You've got this. This is indeed a time where dreams become reality and possibilities are expanding. Think of it as so surreal and dreamlike that it almost feels too good to believe. Okay, so as soon as you feel like, is this too good to be true? Stop yourself. Believe it, okay? Allow that to come in, okay? Because it's saying there's some big changes on their way. Okay, we've got a couple more decks here. So group 3, and then we'll get your charms for the next 10 days. Panda, ask how to bring balance to the situation and into your heart. Okay, well, we see that here with the security card. It's talking about balance. We also see that with the 10 of Wands. Okay, something was too extreme, but again, you know, this is a 10. This is one cycle ending. This card is bringing in new beginnings. So this is a completely new chapter for you. And I think you're allowing more balance into your life. And I really do like that with the 3 of Pentacles here. I can really see the balance. There's lots of balance imagery here. Balance in relationships too, is, again, as far as conversation is necessary. So there could be somebody that needs you to listen, or you could be needing to share or vent or talk with someone in your life. Okay. So we've got one more deck here, and then we'll do your charms and your letters and numbers. Okay, we have 2 Moonology cards pop out. We've got full moon in Leo, go wild and leave the past behind. Okay, well, we definitely see that happening here. Okay, that's what this is. You've got cards about first light. This is a new cycle for you, a cycle of balance. Okay, a cycle of receiving help when necessary. Okay, guilt-free. A cycle of big changes, but balance is going to be a major theme for you. I'm really sensing that. Okay, and remember the fun little example I gave about that movie. I think you should watch that movie because you just got Go Wild, and the movie's called Wild that I recommended. I think you should watch the movie Wild if you can find it. I'm pretty sure it's on my Netflix. It's Canadian Netflix though. But if you can find the movie Wild, there could be a reason why that movie popped into my head, okay? So I would highly recommend it. It's a really good movie, okay? And then speaking of Wild, you've got Go Wild. I think this really connects with the messages of trust and faith and also being yourself. Like, I think partially what's happening is you're just embracing yourself. You're embracing the journey more. there's a lot about trust in the journey. So enjoy the journey, trust. There's one card, another card specifically mentioning, oh yeah, your big changes card specifically mentioned trust here. Okay, so yeah, this is a period of transformation for you over the next 10 days. Do I think it's going to be like 10 days and then the transformation's complete? No, I think this is a process. I think it's going to extend past the 10 days for you, but this is what your 10 days includes, is this transformation, and definite changes are on their way for you. Why don't we get some charms? So what I did was, I have something else that I'll be using for these shorter readings, but it's not ready yet, so I thought I would just use this plate, but if you like the plate, we could continue using it. If you like these readings too, definitely comment and subscribe so that I know that you like this. Okay, let's see what we have. So we've got a 4 here. The 4s can be very stable, but they can also feel very stuck. So for you, this 4 could even represent something like the 4 of Cups, frustration with the current situation. So that's where this change is going to be very, very welcomed, okay? And this stability also might be welcomed too, as far as the whole feeling of balance that we're getting, okay? Because I feel like the chapter you're about to enter is feeling more balanced, more focused. And just like the whole example with the pack of stuff, you're eliminating things you don't want to carry. This could also include decluttering. That has been a bit of a theme today, so you could be also decluttering right now. Okay, you've got the 3 of Cups as well as the 3 of Pentacles. So right now, friendship, collaboration is encouraged, okay? So you don't have to do this journey alone, all right? Doing things with people is going to be helpful. Also, this could include like online things, like different groups. So, you know, there's different things. I mean, like there's groups on Facebook you can join about particular hobbies and things like that. So friendship is important, doing things with people that have similar interests, okay, as well as your family. I do feel like friendship's going to be a highlight over the next little while. Even just the message about listening, I feel like there's going to be some good conversations, some understandings, and some improvements there as well, okay? I'm seeing effort being put in particular relationships, but it does seem mutual. It seems like mutual effort. I feel like you're putting in effort, but, you know, you're, what's the word? I'm feeling specifically for romantic connections right now. They're being split evenly, okay? They're being split evenly. So you might know what that is. It could be connected to the example I gave about like just household responsibilities, things like that. We have this little shell here. This is actually making me think of surprises, okay? But it's also a message of intuition. And it's actually making me think of the Empress. And we have the boat here. This is all about going with the flow. I love that with your Enjoy the Journey card. Trying to embrace the flow right now, I think, will be very, very helpful while these changes take place. You've got the little clouds here. This is making me think of actually the 7 of Cups today. I'm thinking of options and choice, as well as even more support. This was actually given to me when I started my channel, and you know, having social anxiety and starting a YouTube channel was very intimidating. And this, I remember getting this and just like crying because I felt very supported and hopeful. Okay, and then we have this elephant here. The elephant makes me think, in this case, it's actually making me think of the By the Book card in the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So I'm really thinking that right now structure is going to be important for you, because I feel like currently there just maybe isn't a structure, or again, there's that very unbalanced energy of like what you're choosing to take on, maybe a bit of like all or nothing approach. So that's what we're entering, a period of time where things are just working more efficiently. So let's get you some numbers here. These could be dates, they could be significant numbers for you, possibly angel numbers as well. Okay, I'm already seeing an angel number. You've got 77. Any help in the comments would be welcomed. You've also got 11 and 9. Okay. So any combination of those could be important to you for a specific reason. They could also just be numbers that you view as signs. But I'd love to know in the comments what 77 represents, if you know. And we'll get some letters here. Learn. I love that. So have fun with the letters. Of course, sometimes they spell things that don't make sense. It's interesting today I've been able to see more words just because I've slowed it down. So, okay. Okay. Let's see here. See the word ring. Sorry, I just wanted to pause there and see if I could find anything. Ring. Ring could definitely be like a phone call, possibly, that might be coming in. A lot of times you might see words that aren't necessarily there. So I see the word number, but we are missing the B. So number. And again, you know, have fun with it. Like van might be relevant to you for some reason. Car. So definitely let me know what you see. You also have the word learn there as well, but let me know what you see in today's message. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.